And a good spiritual morning to you once again. I'm Father Cosmas. Thanks for joining me today for a quick chat and, of course, our morning cup of coffee. And I've got the California mug going because I wanted to talk about something a little bit political, not really political as much as economic. But I want to talk about the debt ceiling. And I don't know where the discussions have gone to or the decisions have gone to by the time this video comes out. But I know that we've been hearing about the discussions about the debt ceiling and this trillions and trillions of dollars of debt that we have as a country. And I don't want to get into the politics of it and talk about the White House and the Senate and all the decisions about government spending. We can argue that one way or another, forever. I really don't care about that. What I want to talk about is the implications of debt, of owing money. Because if you were raised old school, especially by older Greeks, you probably aren't comfortable with debt. I'm not comfortable with debt. It's the idea of owing money. Some people don't like to owe money, especially when you have to pay astronomical interest rates. So you charge whatever you charge, make sure you have the money to cover it, and then you pay it off. That's kind of how I live. I use credit cards because you have to be able nowadays to charge things and use credit cards. But I make sure that I have the money necessary to cover that bill, and then I pay it off in full every 30 days. So I get the points, I use the cards, but I don't have to accrue, a debt and have to pay a lot of interest. And then there are those people that, sort of live very comfortably with debt. It's just part of who they are. They use their watch, they use their phone, charge it. And then they have their sort of regular monthly payment that they make. They've budgeted, $500 a month, I pay the credit cards. But there's $12,000 on there, $15,000 on there. Well, we have to live our life. So when we want to take a trip, we don't have the cash for it, but we're not going to go. We're just going to charge it. And we live that way. And then there's people that, I can't do anything because I don't have the cash for that, in my pocket, so I'm just not going to do it. And we live a very restrained life where we don't do anything. And you see both extremes happening around you. You see people that, I've known people that were basically millionaires in terms of their appreciated assets and their resources, but lived a lifestyle below the poverty level. They just didn't know how to enjoy life and live life the way that they wanted to. They just always worried about not having enough. And so they were afraid of debt. And so they didn't do a lot. And then there's people that are just living high on the hog. They're taking trips they can't afford. They're buying things they can't afford. Charge it. No problem. We want to live this lifestyle. Well, I think somewhere between is probably where we can find normality and a good balance. That's what we want as Christians. We want to find a balance where we're saying we're not over our heads in debt, up to our eyeballs in debt. And we also want to make sure that we're also living. And even if we don't have the cash on hand, it's okay once in a while to be able to splurge and go a little bit beyond what you have on you physically in order to be able to live your life and enjoy your life, because life is short. So there's got to be something between, $30,000 on your credit cards and gold buried in your backyard in mayonnaise jars. There's got to be a happy medium between those two things. And that's where we want to live as Christians. We want to live within our means, right? There are a lot of people that are perfectly comfortable with debt. They've just learned this is how you live your life. And to those people, I would say, you know what? You might want to just tighten the reins a little bit, tighten the purse strings a little bit, rein it in a little bit, and make a plan to try to pay off a little bit more of that debt so that it's not weighing on you, and try to live a little bit more within your means. And while you're going high on the hog, remember the love of Christ. Remember to be helping your fellow Christians, to helping your fellow human beings out there. Use your resources for that as well. There aren't too many people that I know of that say, I really want to give to charity, but I don't have it. So I'm going to charge it this month. And I'm just going to pay it on my credit card and I'm going to give to charity. Most people don't do that. Most people aren't charging that. But to remember to find a balance. And for those of us that are so uncomfortable with debt that we're not charging anything, but we're just really living so far within our means that we're barely living, maybe we want to open up a little bit. life is short. Enjoy your life a little bit. And say, you know what, yeah, I don't have that $500 on me right now, but I'm going to have it in a couple of months. So I can charge it. I can live a little. I can enjoy life a little bit within reason. So I can find some balance. I can find some joy. I can find the love of God. And I can try to find that balance. And I can do it each and every day. Amen.